If you've just watched the whole last hour, then go away at this point. You'll be so bored. I'm just going to do my first half an hour again. If you didn't catch it live, I got to the halfway point and then Instagram heard what I was listening to and cut me off and deleted it. So, I thought about being lazy and just telling you what I did and making you do it by yourselves, and I'll give you another video tomorrow. But then I realised that that's really unfair, so I'm going to try and squeeze it in before Bella wakes up from her nap. I just hope you appreciate that this should be my half an hour sat on my ass time, and now I'm giving it to you. The saddest part, I can see you again, the saddest part is that there was loads and loads of stuff popping up on the first video that I couldn't read, because over here I can see like the things appearing, where like now I can see specifically that like Tori has waved at me and Alex has waved at me and Hannah has joined and Sarah has joined, but yeah, so I missed it all, so that was a bit sad. So anyway, here is the first half of today's workout again, so it's going to appear in the wrong order now on the story, but you know what, I literally could not give less mms. I'm not going to use my regular language because hopefully some of my circus kids are going to be on here, so join me, circus kids, and show us how it's done. So I'm going to do the warm-up again, but without music because I'm scared it'll delete it, so it's going to be extra awkward, but never mind. So the point of this workout is to do some strength tests, so that as we go on, you'll have a starting point for what you could do at the beginning. So we're going to do, we've already done, but we're going to do again, press-ups, plank and tricep dips, I think. I think those are the only ones that have been cut off. And the rest of them are on the video that's before this one, which you should have seen now, but not done yet, because you're going to do the warm-up first, like good people, okay? And then in a couple of weeks when I retest those things, let's see if the numbers hopefully go up, yeah? So we're just going to do warm-ups, a nice big deep breath in, and out. Can you tell how excited I am to do this bastard again? Oh, excuse me, sorry kids. So then we're going to go head side to side. Can't even delete it because it's live. Damn. Twist. And then we're going to roll it forwards. Good. And then we're going to go shoulders up and down. My dog is sat on the chair here and he looks so unimpressed. Are you wanting cuddles, Gizzy Whiz? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Change direction. Good, and then we're going to do little circles. Maybe I'll be meaner this time because I'm cross. Instagram deleted me. Other way, but just on a regular video and tried to upload it, it wouldn't have deleted, but I don't know if I can do a regular video and upload it. I'm not sure how technological that is. Help! If you actually understand the internet and you can help me out, send me a message, because it's not going well. I've managed 2 videos so far and I've had to redo both. Elbows around and the other way. Oh, you can't hear, but my shoulder is disgusting. It's clicking all over the shop. And the other way. And then we're going to go side to side. Suppose if I was in class, I'd be having to do this again by now anyway. So I shouldn't complain. It's been almost an hour. We'll just pretend this is round 2. This is the second class. I'm back at the studio already with no room and a little judgmental chihuahua looking at me. And the other way. He says, what are you doing? And we're going to go hips, round. And the other way. Oh, so awkward with no music. I feel like I should sing. The only songs that I have in my repertoire currently are like Twinkle Twinkle, the Teddy Bear song. I could screech a bit of Peppa Pig, could do the Bing Bong song, or not. You can just listen to my heavy breathing instead. And then we're going to sing it down, hold it, shoulders up, knees are out, push, good. I'm saying good, I don't know if you've been doing it, if you're just watching me. Straighten the legs out, tap. I definitely made the last one harder. I'm sure I did. We're going to go over to one side and hold it. Switch. We're going to go back to the first side. Opposite hand holds the foot. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. Swap. Whoop. Back to the first side, and we're going to circle. Other way. Switch. Open. Circle. And the other way. Turn to the side, hips down, make sure this foot is in front of that knee. Straight as you can with the back leg. And then we're going to straighten out the front leg and we're going to soften this knee down. If you need to, grab some blocks. And forwards. And sink it. And we're pushing forwards, hands onto that front knee, shoulders are lifted. Sink those hips down, and we're going to go out, up, oh, out, up, out, up, out, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sink it down. Make sure you're not compressing in this hip. We're going to hinge forwards and we're going to kick the bum. 2, 3. Make sure in this your hips are driving forwards. You're not jumping back to try and find where the foot is. Yeah? And then you're going to bend it. Opposite hand tries to catch. Pull it towards you. Keep hold of it, kick it away. Straighten out that front leg. Flatten the back as much as you can. Stick the tailbone out behind you. So it's not about this. It's about this bit. Trying not to be like that. There. And then we're going to flex and point the foot. Floss that sciatic nerve. And then we're going to flex it and we're going to twist it. Trying to get the big and little toe towards the floor. And then we're going to push forwards. Twist into the middle. I want this heel to stay flat if you can. If it bends when you come this low down, just stay higher up. So heel is down and then I'm sinking my hips towards it. And then if you can, you're coming up onto this tiptoe. I want this leg nice and straight, foot pointing up, and we're going to see if we can lift it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, over. Really lovely lady did that one on my children's course a couple of weeks ago. And I think everybody already hates it. I love it. And then we come up again. So bum sat onto your heel, turn the foot up, point the toe, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn it away, hips down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Straighten the front leg, bend the back leg. Use blocks if you need. And forwards. Back. Forwards. Shoulders are up. Sink those hips down. We go out, up, out, up, out. And then we're gonna go bend. 2, 3, 4. Drop it down. And then we're gonna kick bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Catch it. Kick, pull it in towards you. Kick it away. Straighten out that front leg. Again, try and flatten the back. And then we're going to point, flex, point, flex. And then we're going to twist. I'm just going to take it to all fours, circles. And the other way. We're going to round the back. Arch, round, arch, round, arch, round, arch. Tuck the toes, down dog. Pedal those feet. Take it to a plank, to a down dog, to a plank, down dog, plank, down dog. One hand into the middle, turn to the side, open the chest. Get my wobbly elbow. Up. And switch again. My arms are getting tired, look guys. And I'm going to go up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then down. I'm going to take the feet apart, tap the shoulder. I'm going to drop the knees, skelly press ups. Down, elbow the shoulders, keep on. Keep the hips down. Both. And then keep them bent. Squeeze, 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 bit more, bit more, bit more. Relax. I'm going to roll it up and down. I'll use it up and back down. Up, down, and back up. Look over one shoulder, and the other. 1, 2, up, down, up, down, up. Bum up, armpits down. Hips down. Bum. And down. Link your fingers, roll your wrists. So, I'm going to explain the exercises, but I'm not going to do them with you because I'm pretty sure I can hear the little sproglet squirming around. So I think I've got like a maximum of 5 minutes before she kicks off. So the first thing that I did was I got my little oven timer and I did a minute's worth of press-ups and counted. You can do girly press-ups, you can do full press-ups, you can do wide, you can do narrow. It's totally up to you. Just make sure that when we do them again, you do the same type, okay, so that we get an even test. So if you're doing girly ones, just make sure that you're not arching your back and leaving your bum behind like this. So I want a flat back, belly button is sucked in. I'm going to walk my hands forwards a little and I'm going to let my hips sink and lift those feet. Yeah, so there's my girly ones. I'm also making sure that I don't actually stop on the floor at any point. I go as low as I can without ever touching it. Yeah, so you're going to do 1 minute of that and count them. Mine was 25 full ones, which I was super surprised at, and I was excited to check my form, but it deleted it. And I'm sad like that, where I'm excited about checking form. But yeah, so I managed 25. So that's job number 1. Then I want you to do planks. Now the way that I did it in the video was I did 2 minutes just to see if I could survive 2 minutes, because I've not really trained in about 2 years. And when we do plank challenges in the studio, usually I just stand and watch you, okay? So I did it for 2 minutes, but what you should be doing at home is just doing whatever you can without compromising form, okay? There's no point doing a plank for 2 minutes if it's like this, because we're not working at anything, okay? So you can do the ones with the knees down if you want to, or straight legs. You can do it on the hands or you can do it on the forearms, depending how strong your wrists are. The way that I did it was 30 seconds on my hands and then 30 seconds on my elbows, because for me the biggest challenge usually is that I get bored, especially when I'm in here on my own. So do that as well if you want to. See how long you can hold your plank for. So I'll just go through the technique tips. So if I'm doing it on the knees, same setup as the press up. I'm not like this with an archy back. I am tucking my pelvis under, squeezing my belly button into my spine and sinking my hips down here. So this would be my half plank, okay? If I'm in this one, my elbows are underneath my shoulders and my head is in line with my back. And if I was in the full ones, it's exactly the same, just with the toes lifted, yeah? Here or here. I'm not sticking my bum up and I'm not letting it sink down, and I'm also remembering to actually push through my shoulders. So I'm imagining I'm giving myself a little mini hunchback, yeah? If someone were to come and pull on your fingers, they shouldn't be able to lift them off the floor. They should be pushing down that hard, okay? So do that as long as you can, and then let me know how long you managed it for before you had to come out. Yeah, I'm saying mine was 2 minutes because we did 2 minutes. Hopefully could do a bit longer, we will see. And then the last one is tricep dips. Can you hear her? She's not crying yet, she's just sort of from her room. So the last one is tricep dips. I'm gonna stick the crash mat, not crash mat, the chair here. So you can use a chair, you could use some blocks. I find tricep dips really hard. We don't really use the triceps very much in pole. We're very much like front based rather than the back. Until you get to like deadlifts, and then all of a sudden you need to be really strong in them to lift yourself up. Stupid. So this one is going to be really interesting for me. On the go before, this is what the video kicked in at, is just when I'd finished doing these. So I managed 24 in the time, but I had to have a break, and you can see me going like, well, you could have seen me going purple. You'll have to wait for me retest it to see the joyous expressions I pull. So this one you can make easier by having bent legs, and harder by taking them further away. So elbows are pinched in behind my back. So I could have my feet like this and do it here, or I can take my feet a bit further away here, or I can make it harder still here. Yeah, if you're super fancy, go ahead and do it on one leg and then swap. I did not, I did this one. Okay. Yeah, so do that for another minute. Count how many you can do. Remember to pop it in the post. I think that's it. So I'm going to go and get my Jubba Bub now, because I think she's awake. And hopefully I will see all of your posts later. Because you're going to do it too, aren't you? You haven't made me exercise for like an hour and a half for free to be on my own. Okay, right. I'm just going to say goodbye from Nat and Sad Gizmo. Come here, Sad Gizmo. I want to be on camera, Mama. Hi guys, I'm Gizmo. Hello. You're famous, Gizmo. I talk about you all the time. Ah, he says, right, bye then guys, I'll see you later. Going for a nap to see the baby. Boo! I think literally the whole video has just been deleted because I had music on and Instagram doesn't like my music. Oh no! So, we made it anyway to just about the end of the minute for the tricep dips. Oh, gutted. So it lets you save it normally, but for some reason it didn't, so it's all gone. Right, okay. So if you're doing it with me, great. If you weren't, I'm gonna have to re-video everything. Okay. So disappointed. Right, so we're gonna do a couple more tests. Can you see this thing? I'll just turn you that way a bit. Here we go. Oh God, guys, is anyone technology good? Can anyone tell me how I can find the first half of the video? All my mojo has gone, because it's not going to make sense without a warm-up. Right, let's carry on for those of you that were with me, and then at least I've got part 2. Oh, we're just going to have to write this one off as a practice, I'm guessing. Anyway, so I want you to find a wall or a cabinet or something to sit against to stop you cheating, okay? And then I want you to get your blocks or your Harry Potter books or whatever you were going to use, okay? So, what you might find is that you don't need these at all, that you just want to do it with your body weight, with just the ground as a challenge. Because for a lot of people it is a challenge, okay? So my back should be flat, my hips should be against it. If you have quite a lot of strength already and you want to make it more difficult, you could grab a block and pop it. I'm leaning it on some door handles here, which is good. Pop it behind your back, and that's forcing you into more of like a length forwards position. Just make sure if you're doing that your bum stays where it should be, back against the wall, and that your back is flat, rather than you sort of hunching just up at the top like this. Yeah, so it should be from here. So I'm not doing that because I don't think I'm that flexible or that good. If, as I said, you could do it without any blocks, or you can make it harder by popping the blocks on the insides of the feet. So I'm going to pop my fingers either side of my thigh. Unless I want to work harder, then I'm going to go knee, or I'm going to go ankle, same as before. Make sure whichever one you pick now, the next time you retest this, you do the same thing. If one block is too easy, turn it sideways, so it's the height of 2. If it was still too easy and you have enough, get more blocks, make it more challenging. Okay, we're going to have a minute again to see how many lifts we can do. So I'm going to go over, out, over, out. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. If you start to get cramp, use your knuckles, give it a little knock to get it to release a bit, and then carry on. Okay, are you ready? No music this time because I'm scared that they'll delete me again. Off. Oh, I can't believe that's happened. Off we go. Try to keep them fairly wide as well. You'll find that you're stronger in this middle range. Hard. Ooh. Oh, did you hear that click? I'm going to stop. Awesome. So we've done press ups, dips, plank. Started on that. Okay, so the last one we're going to do, for me, is my worst exercise out of everything. I hate it. We're going to do back extensions. So we're going to do individuals and then doubles. This one isn't about how many you can fit necessarily into the time. More that we could screenshot and sort of see how high you're managing to get the body when we're doing this. But I'm still going to do it for a minute. So yeah. So we're going to do 10 leg lifts, keeping the head down. We're going to do 10 upper back lifts, keeping the feet down. And then we're going to do both, which I call skydivers. I'm not sure what their real name is. I think it is. I know some people call them Superman. But yeah, so 10, 10, 10 of both. And then maybe another round if we have time. Okay. As I said, I suck at these, so if yours looks completely different, do not panic. It just means you're better at this exercise than I am. So we're going to start with the upper back. So you can do this just literally with your feet on the floor. You won't get quite as high as you would if you were doing it with a partner pushing down on the ankles. If you have something handy like your sofa or a piece of furniture like this, you can pop your toes underneath it and it gives you just a little bit of something to push against. How wide your legs are with this will challenge you differently. So if the feet are wider, it should be slightly easier to get the back to actually bend. If the feet are together, it's harder. Okay, so same rules but apply as before. You do whichever version of this you want. You just make sure you do the same when we test it again. Hand position, easiest option are your hands here. So like lifting up like this. You can make it harder by having them on your temples, and you can make it even harder by having the arms out straight. I'm going for the easy one because I told you I suck at this particular exercise. Okay, are we ready? When we get to the legs, by the way, because I'm going to go quite fast into it, we just scoot ourselves forwards, and same thing, feet together or apart, it's up to you. Okay, ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scoot it forwards. Arms straight, head down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to do both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, apparently that takes a minute. So 1 round is 1 minute. Oh no. Coughed on Instagram. Right. Oh, broke my timer. Okay, so I was hoping to do the starts for everything, like the splits, the back bends, scorpions, things like that. And as usual, I think I've been overly optimistic, trying to fit it all in at once. So we're just going to leave it at the strength tests, and then I'll do splits or back bends or both tomorrow or the day after, so that by the end of this week we should have had our start positions for everything. So just want to do a little bit of a cool downy type stretch. So I want you to take it into a straddle. I want you to have a nice flat back. We're going to start reaching over towards one foot and back to the middle and to the other foot and back to the middle. 1. So I'm trying to make sure my shoulders aren't closing in like this as I'm reaching. So I'm letting that shoulder line sort of follow this one, looking up to the ceiling. Go lower if you can. And I'm going to go across and hold this one to make sure this hip's staying down. Turn that chest up, and if you're happy, this hand is going to reach up and over, so it's staying by my ear over here. It's not coming round and closing over my face like that. And switch. And then we're going to reach to the middle, and we're just going to go side to side. And if you still have them handy, you're going to grab your blocks. And we're going to do a little exercise. So we're going to pop them in front of us like this. Go 1, 2, 3. Keep the bum back, knees up, belly flat. Take it as far as you can. And back again without the torso or the hands touching the floor. And again. Oops. We'll do it one more time. Take them away, and then we're just going to rock side to side. We're going to go for a walk. Keep pushing the belly button forwards, pushing the bum back, walk it out a little bit, walk it back in. Oh, I didn't check your hip position, so if you feel like you're like this, let me go sideways so you can see it better. So if you feel like you're sort of sat here right on your tailbone and your pelvis is tucked under, we want to think about pulling up super tall, okay, and pushing the bum out as much as we can. I like to put my hands in front, I rock forwards, and I sort of flick my hips back behind me, which I think is easy to do if your hips already tilt, or if your hips don't do this natural tilt. Super glamorous, again, can't believe I'm doing this on the internet. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to scoop my arse cheek, and I'm going to pull it out behind me.
Then I'm going to do the other one, scoop. Yeah, that really used to help me at the beginning to get my pelvis to tilt. And then once I've got that tilt going, again, rock, rock, rock. Shush, Izzy. Walk it as far forwards as we can. So we're thinking about driving forwards, flattening out here, rather than this. And then from here, I'm not going to hit anything, we're going to rock backwards. Move, guys. That way. We're going to rock backwards, lift the hips up, and tap them to the floor behind us. Then we're going to rock forwards, try not to knock ourselves out, and slide. Slide back, lift up, rock forwards, back, up, down, forwards. Don't do this one if you have dodgy neck. And then up, and we're going to push the hips up towards the ceiling. Try and get the back as flat as we can. Use your hands to support if you need to. So this shouldn't compress the neck too much, not like this one, where it goes all up into that neck. Here. We're going to soften the knees and extend. Soften, extend. Soften, extend. Just lie it down. Squeeze the knees into the chest. What are you doing, Gizzy Wiz? And then we're going to happy baby. So flex the feet, reach the hands inside the legs and catch hold of the heels. Think about pulling your knees down towards the floor into the armpits. And we're just going to pull and rock. Good. Then we're going to readjust our grip, so get it a little bit higher. And then you're going to look up at your own bum. And then you're going to pull on those feet just as far as you feel like you can go, getting them as straight as possible, and then bend back in, readjust over a bit more. Yeah? So head is still lifted, pull through those feet, try and bring them to the ground, back up. Don't panic if they're up here. Down. Down. If you're doing it with your feet flexed and it's easy enough, you could try it with pointed feet. I've never actually tried this before because I always decided I wasn't flexible enough, but we shall see. Ooh, not quite, nearly. Last one. Oh, there we go. Good. And then stretch those legs out, big sit up. Reach forwards for me again. Around your furniture. Good. Then we're just going to close the hips off. So just going to go side to side. So we've semi-done a pancake there actually, so we could use that as one of our flexibility starter points. That was a very, very, very quick pancake. There's a lot of stretches I like to do, so if you use this one, it'll probably be a false positive on improvement when we do it again properly, but I'm okay with that. So if you didn't get one from all of those shots, sit yourself sideways, stick your bum out behind you, try and keep your back nice and flat, squeeze those thighs, point or flex the feet, it's up to you, but I would do one strongly. Don't be somewhere in the middle with everything soft. There's really conflicting advice over where your knees should point in this one, if they should point up or if they should roll in. So I'm going to leave that down to personal preference. If you feel any pulling sensations on the inside of the knees, I would try and rotate the feet out and ease out of the stretch a little bit though. So you're pushing your bum back, reaching forwards. That's your screenshot. Good, okay. I'm going to leave it there for this one. And then go and sulk. Shoulder drop down, bring the arm across, make sure you're not putting pressure on the elbow, so you're holding here or here. I'm going to go sulk about the fact that Instagram deleted 30 minutes of my life. And I'm not sure if it upsets me more that it's wasted my time and yours, or that I'm going to have to do the press-ups and the 2-minute plank again. elbow up. And you just know that I'm not going to do as well as I did the first time. Switch. So with this one, just make sure that your ribs are still tucked in, you're not like arching out too much. We're just going to do a little chest stretch. So lie onto your tummy and take your arms out in T shapes. You're going to look at one hand, you're going to bend that arm and elbows pointing up. You're going to take the same foot and you're going to twist it back towards the ground, making sure this armpit stays down. You can either push through this to try and intensify, or you can lift this arm up. If you don't have a tight chest, this first one feels quite easy. You should feel it on this one. Switch. So I'm gonna bend, twist, pinch. Then switch again. This time the arm that you can't see, instead of it being out straight like this, it's gonna go up at a 45-degree angle. I'm really bad at these ones now, so I get a bit stuck quite quick. So again, you could lift this one if you wanted to intensify. For me, I prefer to keep this hand down and to use the fingertips to push, to try and roll me over a bit more. I feel it more intense then. And switch, so arm up at 45, twist. This side's not quite as tight because it's not my lead arm. Train even, guys. And then the last one is the arm that's on the floor bends at a right angle. Yeah. That is it. And again, you could lift this hand up, or you can use it to try and push you. Switch. Back into the middle. And then we're just going to do a little activation. So we've stretched the chest out, but usually if we have a really tight chest, we have quite lazy rhomboids. So I just like to activate them. So you could do this just body weight. You could use a resistance band if you wanted to make it a little bit more intense. So I'm just going to take my arms out. I'm just going to use my camera as my mirror. So try and get the elbows at the same height as the armpit, up at right angles, and we pinch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Really quick one for the legs. So just toes ever slightly turned in, legs nice and straight, hinge forwards. If you can't reach the floor, hold on to the elbows and let your head hang down. And I'm going to take the feet in a little bit. So about hip width. Again, reach the floor or bend the elbows and just hang. Think about squeezing the thighs, tilting the pelvis up. So I'm not like this, I'm trying to do this. And then we're going to go feet together, squeezing the thighs. We're going to soften the knees, take the hands behind, head down, and then push the bum as high as we can. And back down again. High as we can. Down. Up. Down. Hands down. Shut. Up. And then
If you need to, grab something to balance. We're going to get the foot, you want your knees level, you want the pelvis tucked under, you want them flat to each other, not stuck out to the side. That's them all. And then knee to chest, nice and tall. Really squeeze that standing leg straight, point the toe. Shoulders back, hips pushing forwards. Swap. Balance. Right, well done guys. Yes, if I have any technological boffins out there who can tell me how I can find my first video again that's been deleted, great. If not, I will be seeing you again for part 1 pretty soon. I might not have time before the baby actually wakes up, so she might be in part 1. But yeah, awesome. Hopefully at least one of you did it with me, and if you didn't, then maybe do it later when the other bit appears. Yeah? I want, if you did do it with me, for you to take a screenshot, or if you do it later, take a screenshot of that pancake stretch, and write in the comments how many of your, or in the description, how many press-ups, how many dips you did, how long you lasted for in the plank, how many leg lifts you managed, and yeah, a screenshot of the back extensions, so that we have something to hold ourselves accountable for in a couple of weeks. And tag either me or the studio, or both in the tag, please, so I can see it. Awesome. Okay guys, see you soon. Bye bye.